In April 2025, Nick, Nolan, Aaron, and I escaped the Midwest cold in exchange for some California sun. We hopped on a ferry in San Pedro and made our way to Avalon on Catalina Island, where we'd begin our journey of hiking the Trans-Catalina Trail for the next 3 days. The town of Avalon seemed like a very fun and unique place, and if there's just one thing I'd go back and change about our visit to the island, it'd be to give ourselves an extra day to spend there and experience it. But we had some miles to crush if we were going to make it to camp before dark on our first night, so we took off out of town and quickly traded paved sidewalks for dirt trails. Out on the trail, we witnessed all kinds of wildlife, many species of which are endemic to the island. In just the first few hours, we saw Catalina's endemic ground squirrel, quail, a great egret, an island fox, and a couple different species of lizards that were constantly darting across the path in front of us. At one point, we even had a close-up encounter with a loud, weird-looking yellow bird with spinning wings on top. We knew there were bison present on the island too, and were anxiously hoping we'd get to see one at some point on our hike. Luckily, it didn't take long, and in the afternoon of our first day, we already had our first sighting. We caught a glimpse of a herd hanging out down by a pond, and it appeared as though the trail might take us closer to them up ahead. We continued on, excited to hopefully get a closer look. And get a closer look we certainly did. We all stared at each other for a while and exchanged some pleasantries, but it was clear that our hiking trail was now their hiking trail. So we managed to safely find our way around and said our goodbyes before making the final climb up to our camp for the night at Blackjack Campground. After a long climb up on day 1, we began day 2 by making a long descent back down to sea level. On the way, we passed by another herd of bison, this time at a more comfortable distance. Eventually, our descent took us down to the gorgeous campground of Little Harbor. We filled up on water, had a quick snack, and decided to check out the beach, where I saw my first ever dolphin in person and up close. But he was looking a little tired, so I let him continue resting. There were some dead seals on the beach too, but I think I'll limit the number of carcasses to 1 for this video. As we left the beach, we realized we let our guard down for just a few minutes and had left our packs unattended. And a couple clever ravens wasted no time taking full advantage of their window of opportunity to fuel up with some trail food.
Your Cheez-Its. They got into your Cheez-Its. And all my tortillas are gone.
After getting humbled by the locals, we regrouped and began another long upward climb. It was at this point when the scenic views became even more spectacular. As soon as we made it to the top of our climb, it was time to descend right back down to sea level again, to the town of Two Harbors. That night, we took a much-needed but very brief dip in the cold ocean, had a nice meal in town, and treated ourselves to a local delicacy from the general store for dessert.
We gotta go.
Apparently, gummy Lunchables are a thing.
Rolling, cheers.
Our final day started off with an extremely steep climb, but one that was very rewarding. Once again, all our climbing efforts were immediately followed by a descent right back down to sea level. Only this time, the descent was steeper than any we had ever hiked before. The slope of the trail at this point is one of those things that's difficult to capture on camera, but I can tell you as a group, we agreed that we'd probably rather make another long upward climb like the one we just did, rather than do that descent again. But we did it, and it took us to Parsons Landing Campground, where a heavy fog had rolled in and given the whole area an ominous vibe. After a break at Parsons Landing, it was sunshine and easy walking the rest of the way. Okay, easy walking might be exaggerating slightly. We were getting pretty tired and sore by this point. But we made it back to Two Harbors, having successfully completed every mile of the Trans-Catalina Trail, grateful for all the experiences we had along the way.
I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
Foul ball. Strike one.
What do you mean? That was out of this world.